Good morning as that cord hangs in there. Welcome to Flying with Mike. That's right, we went an hour early today. Hopefully some good things out of this day today. We had an interesting day. I'm gonna hold close to heart right now, hoping for the best. But hey folks, you know what the best is being here talking to you as well. And I am so glad to have that opportunity every day that we come online here for you. So, hope and prayer is that you'll enjoy today. Maybe you'll be inspired, uh, be it with the Lord and the Holy Spirit or in flying, but I hope we can find a way to brighten and inspire your day. Today we are in X-Plane 12.1.3 and we're still in that first beta. Um, Learned a lot last two flights. First off, 1,000 feet when you put in your cruise altitude. Don't do it flight level or any way else. It just doesn't read it. We learned that one. We got a couple of other things we're curious about, as well as what's to come within 1.3. Or what else is hidden within it. We had some little hidden gems we didn't know about until it unfolded in 1.2. So we'll see what we can find here in 1.3. All right, we're on the line here with the Toliss A320 NEO. Yeah, Allegiant never had NEOs. That's a shame. I think that would have been a great plane. But of course, there's a fire sale on Max 737s. So, I mean, I can't blame them. Just like the airlines gave up all the MD-11s and the cargo companies enjoyed that basically, here, take the plane kind of deal. Please. So, and boy, did they turn them into a force to reckon with in the cargo world. So, who knows? Maybe these fire sales that Boeing's had to do with the 737 Maxes to get them moving again, maybe it'll help the plane. So, but anyway, we're in. As a matter of fact, this route was actually flown with one of the two or three 737 Maxes Allegiant acquired. Now they have more coming, but this is one of those routes that if you go to FlightAware, you'll see B3, B, whatever the code is for it. But anyway, you will find that the Max is flying these. So you Boeing nuts, there you go. You can get back on a Boeing with Allegiant. It's not many places, though. But anyway, folks, you got the route up there. You can see we're going to do a 9 left departure out of here in Sanford, headed up to Harrisburg. All right, so let's crawl up in the plane, get this thing going. Now, those of you wanting to hear and learn on VATSIM, I'm going to give you an alternative right now, especially those new to the aviation world. I'd love to have you aboard, love you here. VATSIM's a great tool for this. But to get a good flavor of how this radio comm thing works and is supposed to work, the onboard ATC here is a pretty good tool, and that's what we're going to use up to Harrisburg. And I think I'm scheduling it with tomorrow's flights. Then on, who knows? But it's that good, folks. It's a good learning tool. Oh, so take advantage of it. So, and we're going to show you how to do it in the sim here. First, we got to get the plane ready to go. We haven't done much in that arena. So let's pre-brief this out real quick, get an idea of where and what we're doing and how we're getting to Harrisburg besides in the sky. And go from there, shall we? All right, so there it is, Sim Toolkit. It is back up and working. Hallelujah. No longer do you see X-plane, no data down here. Really don't understand what happened. It did, and you know, things do happen. So, but anyway, we're going to come out of here. Worms, guano, beckon, VIYAP to the Q69, GURGE, BLAAN, back onto Q69 to ILLSA, COURG, BAMMY, T299 into Harrisburg. Plan is runway 31. With that in mind, we may sidestep over as we approach. We'll kind of see how the weather is. To go all the way up to Harrisburg, all the way back down kind of stinks. Because the VOR is actually not on the airport. It's actually up in a little town, I believe, Camp Hill, in the Harrisburg area. But it is about 10 or 15 miles away. Sort of like STL here in St. Louis. It's not on the airfield. Now, there is a VOR on the airfield, or last I checked. Don't see it much anymore, so I don't know if they decommissioned it or what. They might have with the runway construction of last year. And into most of this year. But anyway, much like that, that's how Harrisburg is. All right, so let's take a look. Today, we're going out with 138 people. Boy, I can bump that number up. Ooh, 6,200 pounds of payload and 30 on the cost index. So pretty good flight, 30,360 people. They're going to throw 15,800-ish pounds of fuel on us. So we got a good flight ahead of us. Weather, that is the big key. There is this tropical system called Sarah. Odds are it's going to track inland in the Yucatan area of Mexico, emerge in the Gulf of Mexico, which for those curious is this little body of water, he says laughingly, and unfortunately head for Florida again. So you guys in Florida kind of keep an eye. Now, I've heard rumors it's going to disintegrate, and I've also heard rumors of a low Cat 1, Cat maybe 2 hurricane. So, I mean, that's the job I want, meteorology. You can be wrong and still make six figures. Wow, that's my job. Oh, I'm going to hear it from them. Oh, well, love to hear from you. Weather in Sanford. Winds are southeast at 7-10 mile visibility, and the sky is overcast at 4,700 feet. Beautiful day for a flight. Temps are in the 70s. I mean, it's Florida in fall with an approaching hurricane. With a chance of a hurricane. There we go. Up in Harrisburg, this is where things can begin to get dicey, but not today, it looks like. You get up here in the Appalachia, normally the way my dad talks about it, on the Harrisburg side, it's not usually as bad as the Pittsburgh side. The Pittsburgh side seems to get pummeled. The Harrisburg side, maybe, mostly not. So don't know if that trend will hold this year for him or not. I'm seeing signs of potential differences. There's a wallop of a storm here in the center of the country, U.S. that is. Kind of back out here and show you. But anyway, Harrisburg right now is in the 60s, winds out of the northwest at 11. Really, for this time of the year, a beautiful day there. Few clouds at 3,500, the bases are, and up it's 25,000. So overall, they've got a really nice day in Harrisburg. So I made the mention. Let me pull back. Like I said, we got a wallop of a storm in the middle of the country. If you want instrument flying, folks, if you can't find it somewhere in there, you're not looking for it. Or you turned your weather off. So that is later today in St. Louis, the line stretching from here down. We'll be seeing it around in here later today. But yeah, it came through yesterday after, was it last night. And the forecaster said 7 a.m. we should be rain free. They were late. And no, it wasn't 7:01. It was 7:30. No. Got to give her some. She's actually one of their better ones. So to miss it by a half hour, that's not bad. 24 hours out. So, but yeah, anyway, now we are not flying, like I said, on VATSIM. I know I can hear some going, you ought to. I know, but I don't want to today. I want to showcase the onboard ATC. So first, let's get the plane to a point where we would request our clearance, and then we'll go from there. Clearance can wait. All right, so let's check up here. The batteries are indeed on. Let's turn the fuel pumps off. External power is on. Check it out. Get our, oh, cut that out. And ground control. Sound check. Oh, that's a little low. Maybe it's my ear. Hang on, let me check the sound. We could go up a little. Okay, let's leave it there. Let's see how the fire warning system sounds. I like that. Okay, one more time. Okay, we'll go with it. All right, so we've got the basics done here. We would normally fire the EPU up here, but we've got to load the fuel in, so we'll keep that off for now. And again, they're putting in how much fuel? How much go-go juice? Wow, we're not far off. No, not there. 15. 790, 800. Let's go with it. Let's go with it. Request fuel. Next page. Load. Okay, so we've got that basics done. Now let's crawl over here to the next page. 138. And we're going to change that number when we fly this. Okay, so okay. Weight and balance. Okay, we're shooting for 128.111. 128.1.1.2. You know what, folks? You really can't get much closer than that. Well, then dropping 1 pound. Let me head to the gym real quick. I'll get that pound off real quick. All right, so that's actually looking good. So we know our passenger and that our fuel will be up there shortly, if not already. Looks like it is 740. That's now that I prefer a full load of the at least the load requested. 741. See if it'll push us up any. Normally I would say let's go with it, but if I can get that extra at least 50 pounds in it, I'll be happy. And then we'll get that EPU up and running and go, but I may not. Yeah, because it's showing it. So let's see. Oh, it's going to refuel, so let's see if it'll bring it up. And what you're looking for is it to say refueling. We're hoping it'll bring us up. Now, we're going to be there. Okay, we'll go with it. All right, so let's get up here, fire up that APU. After that, we'll get the INS started. Waiting for flap open. There it is. And start. Okay, seatbelts stay off for now. Okay, let's get down, do a quick check down below. Spoilers not armed, flaps up. And our flap gauge is right there. Everything looks good. Work our way up. Multi-scan can come on. GCS on. And let's go to Xponder. It'll give us our code here soon. And we'll leave the radios as is. Make sure throttles are good. Everything looks good in the middle. Head up top. Okay, APU is available and shows on the screen. Probe heats auto, APU bleed on, should see the packs go out. And we can turn the external power off now. Okay, working our way down. Air conditioning panel all black on the buttons. The cross feeds auto, pack flow normal, and gen buttons are lit. External power's off, and we're good. Here we go. 1. Just waiting for it to extinguish. Okay, come down here. All right. I always get this feeling, did I start the sim right? Now, I'll explain here in a second. We're using Smart Cars 3. Don't start your sim as an administrator, okay? And some of us, like me, that's how we basically have done it for 20 odd years. And come on, give me the, all right, I did do it right. We're used to, right click and start as an administrator, go forward. Oh my gosh, sorry for coughing in your ears. Sorry. Allergies are rampant today, at least in me. I heard a couple and me's out there. Just get these set real quick. All right, what we're going to do, I'm bringing charts in real quick. I hope I can do this. I didn't even think to look. So we got our flight. Go to the chart. Go to taxi. Parking gates and coordinates. We're in number 12. Yeah, you got to click on it, Mike. Doggone it. So we're right here. Game plan is out to Charlie. Follow it to the end of the runway. However, we need our coordinates. Okay, so we got 7 minutes. Cool. So we go to the init page, request. Wait for it all to fill in. Takes a couple of seconds. There it is. Cost index 39, flight level 39, and go to the init page. We're going to be changing these two blue numbers with the up-down arrows. Okay, so gate 12 is 28, and as you read it, 2846.6. Okay, click over here. 8114.7. Okay, so double check it. 2846.6, 8114.7. Perfect. Align, confirm. So when we get to 0, that's the coordinates it's going to go for, not your airport reference point. Click wind, request. There they all are. And return. Okay, let's get charts out of here. Serve their purpose for the moment. Now, what I do here next is I kind of skip from how the Toliss A319 quick check I have here works to, well, I'm on this page. Why don't I just do it now? Check my weights. 28.1, cool. 29.3, no. Diagonal 29.4. Click. 15.8, 15.8. So that was good, even though it was a rush. Hang on, while I'm here, maps, good enough. All right, next will be takeoff. We'll get there in a minute. Back over here, bring it back up. All right, so now we go to the flight plan. And we'll bring our friend charts back. Okay, Sanford, departure. Now, let's look at that real quick. We were told 9 left. First off, what is 9 left? An 11,000-foot runway. I'm comfortable with that. I'd be a little scared if they told us, well, 9 right we could do. I'd still be scared on it. This one, not a chance. So 11,000 feet's not bad. Okay, so we'll plan 9 left. And what does the Sanford 1 departure look like? Straight out. I think we're going to add it. Okay, so basically we're going to fly, as the chart says, nothing. Here it is. Climb, heading 9.5, top altitude 2,000 feet. Yeah, you're sequencing. You can see a whole bunch of airports here. So that's why they keep us low. Sanford and insert. Okay. And I'm going to leave that there. Now I'm going to switch to plan. Come down to 40. Try as I may to watch it here. Okay, so you can see worms, guano. All right, so all you're doing here now, Boeing guys, you click a step button here. Airbus, we just up arrow. Guano, beacon, yip yap, vip yap, oblique. Oh, we're way past that. There's BKENI, yip, vip yap, and obec. Isuzu. Okay. Then we have George, BLAAN, and Ricky. Wait, we missed one. MSET. Okay. A lot of times you won't run into where you're missing one, but on occasion you will. ILLSA, COURG, BAMMY, Reefs, Escape. Okay. Now, in the flight plan, and I'm thinking about leaving it, they have us coming down to 9. Well, actually, I'm going to not put it in. Then there's Harrisburg. You see what I'm talking about, how it goes way up here? We're not landing southeast, folks. We're landing northwest. So we're going to come down and turn around or follow vectors, which is why we'll try it their way. I'm curious how this will work out. With past sims, you'd end up like way up here, way out here before they turn you in. Let's see how well it worked. It worked really well in Bogota on an RNAV. We'll see how this one works out. Okay, so there's Rescape Hair. Click. Okay, weather in Harrisburg again, a northeast or northwest wind, 11, 10 miles and a few clouds at 3,500. So nothing ceiling weather-wise overall to worry about. Temperature 17, which by the way translates to a comfortable 63 degrees. So really not that bad. So click arrival. Now we're coming in either on the ILS or an RNAV. Let's take a look at this. Close that out. Now, here's one of those features that I love about charts. Approach available, click select. So we have an ILS. Not sure what the blue is. Wait, what runway are they? Standby cancel, flight. Yeah, they're on, okay. Why is 1-3 at the top? Let's look at this. I'm going to go with ILIW. We'll add that to the chart. But anyway, so we should be coming down to here and in. We'll see how this works out when we are airborne. These are the kinds of things that'll be interesting to watch. Will it put us on the ILS? Will it put us? We'll be ready for both, believe me. So it's not hard to put an ILS on here if we need to. All right, so we'll go here, click RNAV. Next page over. There's our VIA. No star, no transition, insert. All right. I'm going to leave it like this because I really don't know what the system's got planned for us. Okay. And your flight is now planned, folks. If you just walk it out, you'll see how that's going to come down from Harrisburg to here, turn in, fly in. And out to Itgoa for the hold if we have to go miss. And if we have to go to an alternate, that alternate is Dulles. Okay, bear with me a second. Okay, let's get rid of charts. Believe it or not, folks, we're just about ready to go. Got the e-cars going, got this. All right, RadNav page looks good. Perf. My favorite page. Why? Because since we don't have dispatch telling us what we have to do and not, we have the luxury of an 11,000 foot runway, which is interesting. My chart said 11. They're saying 10,900. Huh. Wonder where the discrepancy comes in. All right. Well, anyway, we have the luxury of a long runway. Let's realize, okay, 1, we'll turn the air conditioning on. 2, let's try a flex. Let's see what happens. Got 1,900 feet if I go 142, and I could have as little as 4,600 foot of the runway. I'm sorry, 63 feet of the runway to stop in if I go at 114 for V1. Let's try flaps 2. I like that. Okay, so we can do this and I'm comfortable. Okay, so then you come over here, uplink. 3023, I don't think is correct. .3004. Hang on, we're going to do some checks here. 147, I believe. Temperature 24, dry, off. Everything else is a little better computing. Okay, so, oh, I hate when I do that. Sorry, folks. All right, so we need 30.04. Yes, you have to put the dot in. You don't have to put a angle in or the number in front. It won't change it. When's 140? It's 7. Dry runway, and we're not, oh yeah, we did change, so I'm going to go ahead, put the new flap in it, see if it'll account for it. Did the request, waiting on it. Technically, folks, with this aircraft, you don't have to wait on it. There it is, clear, received. All right, now this is if we were to go take off, go around, or otherwise toga. We're not. We're going flex. So click flex. And 74. Okay. 30.04. Okay. There's our wins. Up 0.3. Looking good so far. We got 135, 135, 138. We'll go with that. If I would quit clicking where I'm not supposed to. All right, so you can see we pretty much match up. Click insert, 135, 135, 138, 18,002, up 0.3 on the horizontal stabilizer. You want a great source for what this is. There was a Modern Marvels out about Chuck Yeager breaking the speed of sound. They talk about that in there. There was a new device on his X1, and really interesting. I'm not going to spoiler alert y'all. Let y'all watch it. It's a really good show on how we broke the speed of sound. All right, so there you have everything ready to go. All right, and last but not least, go here. We're set there. And 3004. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and start getting us readied. All right, and now is that moment where we're going to, let's wait, hear what our clearance is from Clarence. You should start seeing these closing up here real soon, saying they're closed and gone. Okay, so all the baggage is taken care of. We're ready. Click enter. Brings up the flight plan. I put it up here because it seems better to be out of the way. All right. Airbus 320 NEO airline Allegiant. I'm curious if it's in here. They got just about everyone else. Why not? Okay. KMDT alternate for today, KIAD flight plan for today. Curious how it will put it in there. En route altitude. This is what has to be in thousands of feet. Okay, or if you put FL280 like we did on the Innsbruck flight, you're only going to 2,000 feet. Today's cruise altitude's 39,000, so make sure it reads 39, not 390, 39,000. Okay, and let me see if there's anything else issue. Nope, nope, okay. File flight plan. Says some fields are missing. Oh. Oh, unknown is direct. Oh, I did not know that. Okay, so another point we just learned, it does not know the word DCT. First the ATIS. Oh, one other thing, folks. Turn the radios up. Oh, we got to do this one. Okay, 25975.
Deploy 13, altimeter 3004, arriving runway 09 right, 09 left, departing runway 09 right, 09 left, advise on initial contact you have information uniform. Orlando.
Orlando Sanford delivery. Allegiant 2286. Request IFR clearance to Harrisburg International.
Allegiant 2286. Clear to Harrisburg International. Routing as filed. Climb via Sierra Foxtrot Bravo 1. Maintain flight level 390. Squawk 5203. Altimeter 3004.
Cleared IFR to Harrisburg International. Routing as filed. Climb via Sierra Foxtrot Bravo 1. Maintain flight level 390. Squawk 5203. Altimeter 3004. Allegiant 2286.
Allegiant 2286. Read that correct. Contact ground 121.35. When ready for taxi.
Okay, so we got to, I was kind of hoping it said it, but it didn't. So let me find it. 5203. Okay. So, and folks, those of you in instrument training, you just, yep, that's what it sounds like. Only difference is if you're at a small airport, you may be contacting center approach, depending where you're at in relation, to get those clearances. So there you have it, folks. Pretty simple, pretty easy. All right, so we'll have to click ground, and then from there, well, we'll have to click tower. We'll have to do some of it. I don't know why it doesn't auto tune all of them. But we'll check in on this one. All right, so with that, we are just waiting for, they would be waiting for the flight attendants to say, hey, everybody's on board, doors closed, which flight attendants don't know we have a secret screen to tell that. And I'd use my standard line, but I'd get hit. But anyway, so let's close up and let's get going. And he said call for taxi, right? Yep. Okay. So, strobe lights, seat belts. Emergency lights, auto on the altitude pack flow is required. Fuel pumps on. And fire and radio and altimeter. Okay, now he did not specify an altitude. He said 39,000, so our luck, he's going to tell us on takeoff, climb to 2,000. Okay, those are set, and put that on flight plan. Again, we're leaving this discontinuity in. 095 is going to be our departure. It said to climb on the SFB1, which is a 095 2000. So you know what? That is our 2000. Let's see how that works out. And then we should get a climb. All right. Doors are closed, and we need plug in.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
That is weird. It will not take you there anymore.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go. Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Okay, we're just waiting on the tug. There he is. Again, welcome aboard, folks. If you're new to the channel, love for you to smash that follow button. If you're over on YouTube watching us,
Okay,
Dennis,
all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to
Bird Camp 99. The sim brief thing that you mentioned, no sir, it is not just X-Plane. It's available for all sims. And it's a really great tool. Just gotta register. It's free. And it'll help you in the flight planning. Consider it like your dispatch office in a way. How they put the information in, spit out a route for you, and they usually go off of flight aware or flight radar. It's a really good tool, and
bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
And you can either send it to Microsoft, send it to X-Plane, and all the different aircraft that are out there. Some of them have formatting or stuff. It'll format for them. So really a great tool. So, but welcome in. Thanks for the chat there. Appreciate you. All right, he said we're hooked up. Let's double check the jetway is away. It is not. Oh, get on those rampies. Get them. Get them. Get them. Now, one thing Allegiant does is they wait for that jetway to stop, be shut down before they start a push.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
I like to clear the area here before I start up. Less chance of ingesting baggage and all of that good stuff. We've loved to see on Facebook, or not Facebook, YouTube. And again, folks, before you go, Allegiant doesn't fly Neos. I know that, trust me. Wish they did. I think that's their miss. But I'm pretty sure that same thing the cargo companies got out of the MD-11s that were mothballed. Airlines play their tickets right, they might be getting Maxes the same way. Okay, fuel pumps are on. We're just waiting for a good startup on this. Up, here it comes. And we got a good... There we go. Good start. All right. This is actually a pretty good rendition if you look at it from Google. In my opinion, those of you that have visited Sanford probably have a different opinion. But I kind of like this. Now, I don't like what they've done here, but I'm sure the movement line is where it is. I never looked at that on Google. I need to. It's where I learned when I got a clearance out of New Orleans. You're cleared to push back taxi up to taxiway. Okay, got that engine available. Number 1. Oh, I didn't even realize we had the fins on this one. Good, because I've actually seen this one, November 196, November Victor. But I can't remember where the dish was on top. They had a sat setup on it. I think it was to the front, but I can't remember. So that's why I didn't put it up there. And it is not a Neo. I forget what maintenance said with that. It's a special version they got. That's why it's not the normal.
Connected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal will be on the left. We'll see you next time. Have a safe flight.
Because normally with Allegiant, the 200 numbers are 320s, 300s are 319s. I don't remember why it got the 196. Ooh, we got a glare in the office here. It's good to see the sun. All right, there's our guy with the pins. All right, let's continue on. Let's get up here, turn off that bleed. Drop down here, arm the spoilers, got the white. We said flaps 2, right? Yes. And let's verify, going to flaps 2. Set the trim to up 0.3. Okay. While I'm here, I jump a little bit in my checklist because it's easier to just check this with this screen up than do it again, basically. Okay. Always making sure it comes back to center. And you can also follow it on the primary flight displays, PFDs. Okay, we're ready to go here. Okay. Arm the slides. Okay. Done. And it really doesn't do anything elapsed time on. Flight controls checked. FMA's nav climb is set. It is. And terrain on. Weather radar on. Let's run with system 1. And we're ready for taxi. Okay, auto brakes. Enter.
Orlando Sanford ground. Allegiant 2286. Request taxi from Golden Gate 124 departure.
Allegiant 2286. Information uniform current. Runway 09 left. Taxi via Charlie, Lima, and Bravo. Cross runway 09 center. Hold short of runway 09 left.
Information uniform. Runway 09 left. Taxi via Charlie, Lima, and Bravo. Cross runway 09 center. Hold short of runway 09 left. Allegiant 2286.
So Charlie, Lima. I wonder why they don't. Oh, I bet you it's too thin. Okay, so we're gonna go straight ahead. There's a taxiway, I'm guessing, like right there. Straight up and across. Okay. Okay. And I'm not sure how you get rid of the progressive, but it's nice. Don't be surprised, wintertime, folks. You hit takeoff config and it goes, no, you got to wait for departure. Engines have to warm up. I've actually had that in the dead of summer. Okay, he said cleared to cross. I don't see any traffic. Big flight school. One of the big flight schools is here, folks, for those trying to earn a position on the airlines. ATP, I think it is, or something like that. I thought about applying to it many years ago. Little pricey for me. Now, the changes we've found so far, besides this enhanced ATC, very great job he's done, is the next ratting, which is the beginning of the new radar system coming to the default aircraft of X-plane. Hopefully trickling down the same day into the payware aircraft. Many of them are getting prepared for that. So can't wait for that day. That is going to be a lot of learning for this guy. I never, as a private pilot, operated with a radar or even had it on the plane. Storm scope I've had on the plane, but I only had to turn it on once. No, I didn't even turn it on once. Never mind. I was on a cross country for my private in a Tomahawk. They didn't have the storm scope, obviously, but departed and all the TAFs. I even had my supervisor. I worked at the Aero Club as well. Look at it, and she goes, "I don't see why you wouldn't be able to make it." The thunderstorms came in early. And as I was on approach, of course, this is back in the yesteryear when there were no cell phones. Well, I could have pulled over to a payphone. Be difficult, but oh, wait, you guys don't even know what payphones are. But anyway, I turned around and went back to where I came from. What I didn't even think about. The problem is it's so long ago, in the early 80s. I can't remember, was I even close to Springfield to have gone there. That's a heck of a lot closer than Columbus to Dayton. And waited for someone to come get me. And then we flew back and the thunderstorms were all gone. Which meant I could have flown it, but oh well. Great training, great lesson.
2286. Contact Orlando Sanford Tower 120.3.
So
Contact Orlando Sanford Tower 120.3. Allegiant 2286.
So, moral of that story is, one, think long and hard when the word thunderstorms in the forecast. But no, two is the aircraft that I had. I mean, there was one in our fleet, maybe two, that had storm scope. So what a storm scope is a lightning detector, basically. And I, again, shouldn't be, as a VFR pilot, anywhere near them. So I never turned it on, never tried anything on it. And none of our aircraft, instrument aircraft.
2286. Are you with me?
I might be. I'll call you when I'm ready. What?
Allegiant 2286. On taxiway Bravo.
Allegiant 2286. Orlando Sanford Tower. Hold short of runway 09 left. Report ready.
Hold short runway 09 left. Welcome.
That's the
Allegiant
kind of stuff that
2286.
cracked me up in the old. But they're right. But again, you new folks, this is a good way to hear that cadence, hear that back and forth, pilot to controller, get a little bit of the lingo.
Allegiant 2286. Ready for departure.
Allegiant 2286. Runway 09 left. Wind 140 degrees 6 knots. Cleared for takeoff.
Runway 09 left. Cleared for takeoff. Allegiant 2286.
So anyway, back to the flight here, folks. Like I said, very good for those of you a little on the hesitant side with VATSIM. The controllers should be able to keep you at ease. There are some that want to play like they think they're supreme to everything. That's both of them. Without flights, they don't have a job. Without them, there's a good chance they're going to hit somebody, especially in the clouds. Although with the one picture they showed on the radar, it could be a whole different game. TCAS is only as good, I was going to say, as the operator. It's not that difficult to operate, but okay, lights are on. We're ready to go. Clear for takeoff. Now that blue that you see, that's part of the new NexRad coloring system they're trying. Don't know how true it is, but flex, SRS and runway green. Here we go. Okay, I got a positive rate on the climb. Hello, tower.
Allegiant 2286. Request altimeter.
Allegiant 2286. Altimeter 3003.
Altimeter 3003. Allegiant 2286.
Allegiant 2286. Contact Orlando Sanford approach 119.775.
Contact Orlando Sanford approach 119.775. Allegiant 2286. Allegiant 2286. Altitude 2,700. Climbing. Flight level 390.
Allegiant 2286. Orlando Sanford approach. Altimeter 3003. Radar contact.
Altimeter 3003. Allegiant 2286.
Allegiant 2286. You're on course. Turn left heading 050.
Turn left heading 050. Allegiant 2286.
Allegiant 2286. Turn left heading 010.
Turn left heading 010. Allegiant 2286.
Allegiant 2286. Contact Orlando International approach 119.4.
Contact Orlando International approach 119.4. Allegiant 2286. Allegiant 2286. Altitude 4,400. Climbing. Flight level 390. On heading 035.
Allegiant 2286. Orlando International approach. Altimeter 3002. Radar contact.
Altimeter 3002. Allegiant 2286.
Kind of curious what they got planned for me, if they want me on course or not.
Allegiant 2286. Contact Jacksonville Center 120.125.
Contact Jacksonville Center 120.125. Allegiant 2286. Allegiant 2286. Altitude 7,400. Climbing. Flight level 390. On heading 010.
Allegiant 2286. Jacksonville Center. Altimeter 3004. Radar contact.
Altimeter 3004. Allegiant 2286.
Allegiant 2286. Turn left direct worms. Resume on navigation.
Turn left direct worms. Resume on navigation. Allegiant 2286.
Now, what'll get interesting with this weather, a lot of people are thinking the basics. I'm thinking deviating from course for weather. Now, granted, I don't have traffic, so it doesn't matter if I don't have it on TCAS or not. But yeah, deviations for weather, deviating for whatever reason to offset your course. Curious how or if they'll put that in. Say that was because let's go back. I don't like going back with flights, but if you all look at my Berlin to Amsterdam flight, we got into a mega storm. I couldn't keep the autopilot connected. Now that could be a flight factor thing. Okay, we'll give you that. However, I could have deviated around it as well and came in a different way. So will that option B here when we get the better radars. Interesting to say. Or will controls, see that and go, would you like to deviate? Now, that's complicated when in my mind, that's pretty complicated. But I would hope in the mind of a programmer and the guy that's behind this, as soon as he got a hold of my log, was immediate to tell me, this is what you did wrong. And he even recognized that maybe he'll put some different wording on that flight plan page. We'll see. But that's some interesting, if they go that intense, that'll be awesome. I mean, that I can't even imagine the programming that would take. Probably he can't either. No. He's probably going, no. I mean, but seriously, that's, a serious vector that controllers have to kind of watch a lot of aircraft. Now here it's a piece of cake. There's no other aircraft. I don't ever intend to put the AI back on here. It seemed problematic at best for me. Trying to figure out. It really hit my system pretty good. So that's my system. Now you guys may have that Mondo Condo and it doesn't. So, but this, I'm here to tell you, I am highly impressed with this so far. This will be an interesting test. Not of the emergency broadcast system, but of the navigation system. Going from here, now granted, it's going to take 2+ hours to get there. But let's see how it works out. I'm going to, matter of fact, put the overlay in because the folks over at Sim Toolkit fixed it. Hallelujah. Sound that chorus. Hallelujah. Because it's a heck of a lot better by the Mormons than by me. But anyway, we're on our way. We're on own navigation. I like that. We'll see how this transcends centers. We saw it a little bit oceanic wise, and I'm curious on that one. There may be another oceanic. Well, there is one this week down to St. Martin. So we'll get a dose of it then. See how it works out. But now we need to get a good world traffic program in there. I thought I had one in X-Plane 11 and it was just problematic and did not like it. Okay, we're through 18,000, so that means bing. Okay, and there's that cell. Really not very impressive. Let me see if it even shows up in other places. Well, we have marginal weather in these areas. Worms. Do I have NextRad on? Yes, I do. I'm not showing any weather. So, wherever X-Plane is getting this from, well, at least we're in and out of clouds. But yeah, supposedly coming, folks, all of these features will work. Multi-GCS, tilting, everything will be as it is in the real aircraft. So ought to be great. Now we're guesstimating 1.4. Don't know if that's going to be it or not. But I'm here to tell you. There we go. I'm trying to take up less and less screen, folks. Sorry. It's a little work in progress, so bear with me here. But anyway, nice refreshment from VATSIM. Okay, we'll keep that on for now. And we're on our way. All right, folks, just looking over a few things. Glad to have everyone here, and hope you all enjoy the ride. We got about 2 hours and 17 minutes ahead of us. I forgot to click here. I wonder if I put the airplane in. Let's find out. I did. All right. All right, folks, back with you. Sorry about that. Couple of chores came up that I needed to get done. But we're on our way. Looks like about an hour and a half. So I hope you enjoy the flight. We're with the onboard ATC of 1.3 here. So it's so far a pretty good setup. We'll see.
Allegiant 2286. Radio check.
Allegiant 2286. Reading you 4.
All right, folks, we're on our way. ATC is actually, I'm kind of liking it. It's not abrupt and in your face, as I kind of wondered how we would transition sectors within center. It pretty much allows you to fly, but only comes in like we'll be getting it. Where's our next one? Oh, where does Jacksonville end for us? MSET. Shortly after MSET, and right now we're back here at HORG. Where is Zoo and Jorge? Close to, we'll call it Savannah. Okay, even though I know we're kind of a little off that, but roughly the Savannah area. And then we get up closer to MSET, which is up by the oh, where was it? Oh, so up around the Columbia, Charlotte area, we'll switch into Atlanta for a brief moment, then Washington. And then that's where we'll end up. So overall, I'm really, really fascinated with this. So we would have other aircraft here, and so forth. So, I mean, it's really not a bad system. He's created something for X-Plane that's pretty cool. And it's kind of, I mean, like I said, I used to think about doing this way back in the day, but the problem was you'd end up 70 miles away from an airport, and even then the ATC didn't pick up on it. So we'll see how this works out. This approach ought to be a good test. And basically by that I mean we're going to actually go to Harrisburg unless it vectors us prior. And we're going to do an RNAV approach in. We'll see what it selects. And I may do a change. We'll see. We'll see just how this works. Still too far out to make that call. Currently an hour and 20 minutes, I believe it is. Hour and 10 minutes. So we'll see. Now, if we were flying on VATSIM, the possibility was there that Jacksonville could come up. Atlanta was up, and they went down. And then right now, Washington is up. So anyway, that's over on VATSIM. We will not be talking to them. So Hey, Original Godspeed. Yeah, it's going great. X-Planes ATC is doing a really remarkable job. We'll see how this goes, though. The flight plan actually goes to Harrisburg, and then it comes back to the airport. So I'm kind of curious how that's going to work out, and what approaches, all of that good stuff we get. So really an interesting flight test here for it. So how goes it in your neck of the woods there, Mr. Godspeed? Oh no, really? Hope you're okay if you were there. Ooh. Wow, the gas pump caught fire. Wow. Oh man, that had to be an interesting sight to behold. Hopefully everybody was okay. Uh, Nobody hurt, hopefully. Ooh. Well, as long as it's, an object and not a person. Oh, I can't. Ugh. Wow. Definitely something you don't normally see. Definitely. Wow. Good. Good. Good to hear. No human lives taken. Great. Huh. And who'd have thought in that small town you live in? Oh, man. Oh, man. Wow. I know things happen, but man, I'm just glad everyone's okay there. Now, things can be replaced and all of that, but people, I'm glad to hear. Hopefully nobody hurt, but at least no one died, which is the greatest news always. Doctors are pretty good at fixing people. So, God's given them some pretty good skills to mend up people pretty decently these days. Not to the level that, you know, Dr. McCoy and Star Trek could do, but how scary it's getting, how close that is. And I know I've talked about this show on here, and I always get this guy's name probably wrong. He is the scientist we all wanted in our physics and science classes, Michi Akaku. Very good at explaining things. Well, he did a turn of the century show that was interesting to watch because he did it in two angles. He said, so what in 50 years will things look like? Okay, everyone can do that. Where are we now? Was the other angle, which was interesting to see how we are, where his his thoughts were what 2050 would look like, and he showed where we were at that turn, and that was amazing. Now, will we get some of that? I don't know, but we're getting closer and closer in a lot of those areas. He covered communications, emergency services, utilities, medical, of course, huge. I think that might have been 2 separate episodes, and that was really cool to watch. And the way he can present it to where it doesn't seem like what he's presenting, which should be about 10,000 feet above us, he puts at our level, or we can grab onto it and understand it. So I love scientists and people that can take that complex and, lack of a better word, dumb it down to someone like me. Is awesome. What a talent, let alone what the man's accomplished. So, but it was really fascinating. We all see those fancy dancy medical areas on the Starship Enterprise. It was amazing how close we were in 2000 to that, meaning it wouldn't take a strong leap to put us there in 2050. That's the part that was really, that many of us don't know because maybe we're not by those super ultra sophisticated hospitals. But it was amazing to watch. And then I turned a couple days later. Oh, and police and crime. Again, that was part of emergency services, but kind of separate. How we'll investigate crimes. And I've watched some things that just blew my mind away that was accepted in court that we're doing right now, 3D imaging of bodies to determine cause of death, and especially in homicides, a whole lot of information coming out. Just was really a fascinating show. I need to find that again. I think that needs to run on the History Channel every New Year's Eve, or close to it in a marathon, so people can see how we're inching closer to his predictions. And he's probably yelling at me, no, no. But somehow I don't think he's watching. But yeah, that's the kind of stuff I would really get into. Watching what, it's cool to see the predictions, but to see where we are and what it would take to push us over the quote cliff to get there. That's what I really love that kind of TV. All right, here's MSET. About 6 miles out. Now I'm gonna guess between 20 and 50 miles we'll be getting handed off to Atlanta. And then we'll get handed to Washington Center. And yeah, well, I didn't realize this. We will get handed yet to New York. So there you have it, folks. A great flight. Another great day with the internal ATC. And we got up and going about an hour earlier than expected, so which is always a good thing. Oh, I made a boob. Oh, I know why. I'm gonna change that right now. Hang on, let me double check. Yeah, let me make that change here. And then I'll explain what's going on here. 20 November. All right. I'm gonna bring oh, you know what? Dan, what was your name back here? Oh, Dennis Berg Camp 99 asked a question about sim brief and is it only for X-Plane 12? Of course, I answered no, it's not for X-Plane 12. It is across all sims. I'm going to show a little bit of it here. Okay. What I've done here, now this is Sim Toolkit, and what this allows you to do is add programs along the bottom. Now, we had a little snafu with this 1.3. They did an update. Don't know if it was so that it would run better on 1.3 or not. I don't know. But anyway, in the process, something happened with the plugin to X-Plane 12. Oh, wait. Okay, almost missed that. I thought I heard something. But anyway, we lost contact. It was connected to the sim in a very weak way, not like it is normally. And matter of fact, when you went to center on me, it put you out in the Atlantic near the Horn of Africa. No, the other side, sorry. So, now it's up and running. Let's go ahead. This is what SimBrief looks like. When you go to it on your desktop, it also looks fairly much the same here. And it allows you to plan your flight. And it does it like a dispatcher. You'll put your information in and it'll, whatever the parameters you've set up for that specific plane or whatever, it spits out a great flight plan. And a lot of times it pulls it from places like FlightAware, Flight Radar, but it's really always really good. And I highly recommend both. I'm not a huge fan of Volanta because there's a lot of payware in it. I have yet to find any in Sim Toolkit. And it's a really good moving map to let you know, okay, now if we were on VATSIM or IVAO, it's great to show where the other traffic is, ATC in this case, but we're not flying on VATSIM or any of this, so it's a little, we don't need to worry, but it also shows the weather. And there's a very impressive storm system headed for my place tonight, tomorrow, points east afterwards, obviously, and never let your guard down in November, folks. Remember, we had severe weather in February, March, April, May. Well, guess what? Why? Because you got that cold air, that warm air battling. Well, guess what happens in fall? Well, it's the opposite, but you have the same battle begin to take place and you get severe outbreaks, tornadoes, the whole 9 yards. People always why in October? Because you're getting such a battlefield. up in the atmosphere again, that it spawns some pretty nasty weather. Plus, you still got those hurricanes and tropical storms to deal with. So, it's just as volatile in spring as it is in fall as we approach winter. And of course, more often than not, these storm systems roll through up here in our part of the Midwest and points north and end in snow, because the cold air is now pouring in behind it. So anyway, that's what we've got. Probably one of those systems approaching us tonight, points east tomorrow. All right, and we have what looks like a thunderstorm ahead of us. Iowa Scotsman, welcome aboard. Glad to see you, my friend. And you're looking at XP12.1.3 Beta 1. And we are flying on the ATC of X-Plane on this one. It's doing a really good job. Okay, we're about 45 minutes out, so we're going to have to start paying more attention to ATC. And we're going to go ahead and go into a bit more sterile of a cockpit to be able to hear them, because they are really weak. I'm trying to figure out, do I turn it up here? Or is it, I didn't see a setting in the sim to bring it up.
Allegiant 2286. Radio check.
Interesting.
Allegiant 2286. Radio check. Allegiant 2286. Request altimeter.
Allegiant 2286, altimeter 3001.
Altimeter 3001. Allegiant 2286.
I don't know why the radio check didn't work that time. Unless the controller was going, got mine, don't need to check yours. Well, at least we know they're still there. So, all right, we got 45 minutes to Harrisburg. Looks like we got some kind of... let's go... Oh, I wish my system would stop that. Else, nothing's showing up on radar. Let's do a map. It's kind of a scattering up north there. That's kind of stinky. You would think we could get the map here as well. All right, our next handoff. LUND. So right up in here is our next handoff. And then we go through a little bit of DC till they dump us off into New York for the approach. So I hope y'all had a great weekend. I hope you got a lot accomplished as we start getting more and more busy. A lot of shopping, a lot of family events coming. So great time ahead. But let's always keep sight the reason for the season, that being Jesus Christ's birthday. That's right, December 25th. And granted, we can argue till the cows come home, proverbially. But that's the reason for this season. And hope you keep that in mind. Boy, that's pretty good clouds there. But anyway, we're closing in on Harrisburg. About 40 minutes out. Yep, not showing up as anything. Oh, we had some pretty good rains last night here in the St. Louis area. Don't know what the official numbers came in at. I just kind of jokingly, the weather person I like to watch on the weekends, she forecasted around the 7 o'clock. Their future cast said by 7 it should be out of our area. And so I'm joking, it's 7 o'clock and it's still raining. 7:30 it stopped. But all right. Yeah, I know. I just have fun with it. Too many people take what they see on that future cast as gospel and not realize it's just taking the current conditions and conditions that statistically should happen, and there's even a chance you won't even see rain with it, folks. Just kind of gives an idea of it's a scattered type, not a solid wall. This was a solid wall. So everyone probably saw some rain. But it's always fun to watch how people react. Same with the percentage of rain. And I did not know this one. There's a lot of people out there that actually think when the forecaster says there's a 20% chance of rain today, we'll just say, they actually think 80% of the people will not see rain. 20% will. And I'm like, no, that's not what it's saying. Oh, man. You know, it's just fun to see how people interpret things. So, but anyway, for those tuned in new, we are flying from Sanford down in Florida. It's outside of Orlando, otherwise known as the other Mickey World Airport. Headed up here to the capital of PA, Harrisburg. And we're doing it in an animal, well, that you would normally not find in the Allegiant stables. The A320 NEO. Kind of glad they painted it, and hopefully some painters will jump on it and give us a couple more. But it's pretty cool. Now, Allegiant does not have any NEOs. They just have 319s and 320s. However, they have acquired some 737 Maxes, so I recommend not sitting in a door seat. However, they have acquired them, and this is one of those routes one is frequenting on. So, just kidding, guys. It's just too easy. Boeing is getting, getting taken to the cleaners right now. Maybe rightly so. And but then there's also a government entity that needs to be taken to task that nobody wants to. For not doing their due diligence with them. All right, so we just crossed Lund. That means we should be handed off to Washington Center here soon. But yeah, the 737 MAX that been hearing about all year long, going to be taking on some routes. Well, it looks like they're
Contact Washington Center 118.75 Allegiant 2286.
so it has finally arrived, and glad to glad to see it. Hope it does a great job for them. Sure it will. Sure it will.
Allegiant 2286, Washington Center, radar contact.
Allegiant 2286.
All right, and we're with them now. I think to top a descent. Okay, there's BAMMY. So, yeah, we'll go BAMMY, and I'm sure there's a few fixes in there on that T299. But we'll see how the flight was received. Oh, we're starting to see some of those slivers reaching all the way out here to the east right coast. Well, for the next 30 or so minutes, feel free to put your predictions in there, folks, of what you think we'll be pulling off for a landing. It's the exclamation mark, the word predict. Tap the space bar, negative number. Make sure it's a negative number. If you put a positive one in there, you may get skipped over. Give you an idea of the terrain. We're flying over the Appalachians, the lee to the Appalachians, and it's really was some fun driving out here. I loved going up one ridge, run the top of it for, I don't know, half hour, 45 minutes, drop off the other side. And they weren't usually too steep a hills. Then you're back up another ridge. If you look at the Appalachians, there are about 4 or 5 ridges. And that's how you rode I-81 from Pennsylvania all the way down to Tennessee. Just up one ridge, over, down, and then up another. It was just amazing. Beautiful country, though, there. That was really some pretty running. I kind of like the way the clouds look here right now. That's why I kind of zoomed it like I did. Like little Borg cubes out there. All right, ILLSA making that turn. Believe we're in the neighborhood of Lynchburg, Virginia. Let's see if I'm close. Lewisburg. Okay, that's close. Berkeley's over there. Okay, so we're around I-64 as it headed over towards, I believe, Winchester, and then up before making the run over to Richmond. All right, so we got a 117 miles roughly to the next turn. And then we'll see how we're doing here. We should be getting close. We're about 100 miles out. All right. We're going to continue on this RNAV and see. We're going to try to make it allow me to take it. And we'll see how this works out. Unless, of course, it lines us up for it. So right now, we got to get the information in to the McDo here. Which is going to be fun because this thing's in the way. Let's put it down here for now. All right. Actually, you know what? Let's just do that. So let's go to landing, reset, and currently, or as of 41 minutes ago, 310 at 13. We're looking at 1956. Yep, that's all good weather. Click, click. We're looking at altimeter 2989. We're looking at a temperature of 19. 31013. Oh man, right down the runway at that moment. Okay, and for the RNAV, is that 250? 250. All right, so basically our weather matches what we see. Uh-oh. Okay, it just moved up. I'm like, what happened? So basically, it's the same as the METAR currently. Now, we only have 8,900 usable feet of runway. And I thought we had more. So we have a displacement. But I think we'll stay low, get off at Delta. If not Charlie, taxi to the gate. And the gate today, well, we'll let it choose. All right, so that's our numbers. 132 is what we'll come in on. And we'll have 3,700 feet of runway. We're getting some spotty rain, the blues. Out of curiosity, where did the real one go? Huh. Bravo 6. Sorry that took so long to find. Where's Bravo 6 out of curiosity? Oh, right on the end. Okay, cool. We like it when it does that. Okay, we're getting close. 20 minutes to go, folks. So enjoy. Can't wait to get in here and shoot this approach. Weather is still really good here. 3,000 is the lowest, and it's a few. So really a beautiful day into Harrisburg. All right, and we should be top of descents coming on the chart right now, or on the nav display. Should have a great run. Looks like 3,000 feet is the base of a few clouds. So we're just going to have a spectacular ride. We could really go for a visual, but we'll see what ATC comes up with.
Descend and maintain flight level 330, Allegiant 2286.
All right, we're starting that descent.
Allegiant 2286. Descend and maintain flight level 240.
Descend and maintain flight level 240, Allegiant 2286.
Okay, we'll press on down. And, oh, got a pretty good sell off to the west now. All right, we're inbound, folks. We're within, well, we still got a little ways to go. All right, no mention of an approach.
Descend and maintain 1000, altimeter 2994, Allegiant 2286.
All right, let's go ahead and make the 10-minute call. So far, I really like this ATC they have.
Contact New York Center 118.975, Allegiant 2286. Allegiant 2286, temporarily uncertain of position. Allegiant 2286, altitude flight level 234, descending 1000.
Allegiant 2286, New York Center, radar contact.
Allegiant 2286.
Kind of waiting to see what they have planned for us.
314 ILS approach runway 31.
India 314 ILS approach runway 31, Allegiant 2286.
All right, so they want us on the ILS.
Allegiant 2286. Request altimeter.
Allegiant 2286. Altimeter 2984.
Altimeter 2984. Allegiant 2286.
Allegiant 2286. Descend via India 3123,000. 4 ILS approach runway 31.
Descend via India 3123,000. 4 ILS approach runway 31. Allegiant 2286.
Wonder what that means via the I-31. Um, there is no vectors off Harrisburg. Okay, now we're at that discontinuity.
Approach clearance canceled. Resume on navigation.
Approach clearance canceled. Resume on navigation. Allegiant 2286.
Why? Interesting. Interesting. It canceled us out completely. Okay. Interesting development. So we are on our own. And the airport we filed is not on here. Okay. See what happens when we turn inbound. Okay, now let's
Allegiant 2286. Contact Harrisburg International approach 118.25.
Contact Harrisburg International approach 118.25. Allegiant 2286. Allegiant 2286. Airbus A320 NEO from Walnut Grove. Altitude 3000. 1 POV. Request flight following.
Allegiant 2286. I have your details. Altimeter 2989er. Flight following.
Altimeter 2989er. Flight following. Allegiant 2286.
I'm thoroughly confused, but that doesn't take much.
Allegiant 2286. Radar contact.
Allegiant 2286. Request landing at Harrisburg International.
Allegiant 2286. Approach at your discretion. Information Victor current. Descent. Pilot's discretion 2000. Altimeter 2989er. Turn right direct court. Descend via court. 4 DME. Approach runway 31.
Approach at my discretion. Information Victor. Descend. Pilot's discretion. Maintain 2000. Altimeter 2989er. Turn right direct GURGE. Descend via GURGE. 4 DME. Approach runway 31. Allegiant 2286. Allegiant 2286. Request arrival runway 31.
Allegiant 2286. Report the field in sight.
Report the field in sight. Allegiant 2286.
Allegiant 2286. Descend via court. 4 DME. Approach runway 31.
Descend via GURGE. 4 DME. Approach runway 31. Allegiant 2286.
Allegiant 2286. Say again.
Allegiant 2286. Request cancel approach clearance.
Allegiant 2286. Approach clearance canceled. Resume on navigation.
Approach clearance canceled. Resume on navigation. Allegiant 2286.
I really don't understand that whole. Got a feeling I'm gonna get gigged, told. All right, we got control of the plane. Cleared to land. Or at least in my estimation. We'll be landing. Oh, they aren't happy with me. Well, not bad. I mean, there's gonna be problems with it, but overall, not a bad system. Needs a little, needs some, I don't know, if love or work is what's needed. It's a pretty good system. The problem, like most of them, is that situation right there where you're here and they didn't turn you right, or they didn't, they tell you something that's not on a chart, and I'm still not sure what they were looking for me to fly to stay on that approach. So, but anyway, we made it. We'll take a look at this once we park. We're headed to Bravo 6 because they're mad at me. All right, let's click, 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 click. That's okay though. All right, we're kind of used to ATC being mad at us. Strobes are off and the APU can now be turned on. Would have been interesting though, but guess we'll come in at Echo for our gate. But anyway, overall, I hope y'all enjoyed the ride. It was fun, enjoyable. I mean, is it what we're expecting on VATSIM? No. Is it a good introductory tool? Yes. And I hate to say this, VATSIM is not the end all to ATC out here. They do a good job, don't get me wrong. That's not where I'm going. But they're getting a little squirrely right now. And it's very difficult to, well, do some things they're expecting us to be able to do that some of the aircraft can't. This one can. Most of what I fly can, but there are some that cannot, switch to frequencies easily as they'd like them to. And they got to kind of understand that if they're going to allow us as a group to be able to fly. All right, same kind of setup here. It looks like movement area right up by the ramp. We said B6. You sunk my battleship. Oh, that's funny. It doesn't show those outlying gates there. No, it does. That's kind of interesting. All right, so here we go. We'll be swinging in for gate Bravo 6. All right, welcome in, folks. Okay, let me just make sure I didn't miss anything major. Transponder. Okay, I really would have liked to have flown the other approach, but that's fine. I'm going to look up what they were wanting. Okay. We on the bleed. Okay, we're here, folks. Welcome to Harrisburg. Sorry this wasn't with VATSIM. I mean, let's get real. I mean, I know VATSIM's pretty good, but this was fun, you know, using this new ATC that allows for SID stars. You may not like the approaches like I didn't too much, but overall, it wasn't all that bad, folks. So, I mean, tomorrow's flight, I believe, is also scheduled. Oh, I think I did that intentionally. Tomorrow, we're back at Lowy. And we're going to fly to the alternate we had from Vienna to Lowy, Klagenfurt or something like that, LOWK, then LOWKN. But that is going to be a wrap for today, folks. That was a pretty interesting flight. ATC, they're not happy with me because what did they want me to fly? Hang on, I'm going to bring up charts. All right, so you can see where we're at. Close charts. They wanted the VOR. Okay, so we were flying off the Lancaster VOR 290. Wow. So they wanted me to swing around, go back to court, and come in. All right, well, we're going to do some testing here when we get some time with it a little more. Tomorrow's flight is to LOWK, then Vienna. So I hope you all... Oh, excuse me. I don't know why I yawned so much. But anyway, it was a fun flight. Let's take a look here. Elevatech, which is a system I am in beta testing with. We landed at 220 feet a minute. That was pretty cool. And that picture is not 196 November Victor. Yeah, there's a sat dish on it. Maybe they took it off. Who knows? But anyway, so that wasn't too bad. The airline, 51 feet a minute. Very cool. Gotta love that. Make the airline. That's pretty cool. 721 miles. And then the system we like to use, some toolkit. Hang on. Here it comes. They got us at 200 feet a minute. Let's complete the flight. Oh, it's nice. See the two flights that didn't have data because of that little snafu they had. So Sanford to Middletown. There's the routing. Not too bad. Interesting departures and arrivals. I still don't know what via the I-31 was. If that meant I was supposed to go direct, I don't know. That one really took me for a loop. All right, so as you can see, this was a 2-hour, 22-minute flight, 720 miles, and 4,400 kilograms of fuel. So really not a bad flight. Landed 1.4 Gs, 200 feet a minute, and we were slow. I think it was 124 or 5 we were supposed to be at, so that probably helped to make it thump. It didn't help that ATC wasn't happy with us either. Floated, that was a given. Should have landed back here. I knew we were going to be long, and we took the whole runway to get off. But overall, not a bad flight. Oh, I didn't know we had a displaced threshold. Oh, I didn't study the chart enough. All right, well, folks, that is going to be a wrap on this one. I want to thank you all for being a part of Flying with Mike. It is a pleasure. What I am going to do here is first button up, well, I'm going to try something. Yeah, let's take a look at this. There's the float. And we never put it in reverse. All right, folks, I hope y'all have a great rest of your Monday. Some interesting learning to do with this project, but it's really looking pretty good. So, y'all have a great rest of your Monday. We'll catch you tomorrow out of Lowy, Innsbruck, for those that don't know it that way. See you tomorrow over in Innsbruck. Hope you all have a great night. God bless you all. We'll see you tomorrow.